Another live session on the BBR Productions YouTube channel. And of course, you can see us on Twitch and the Facebook group. Fix there. All right. Look, marketing is a big deal. But why do we market? And what is the return on the marketing? And how do we get the biggest return on our marketing? Because we hear marketing, and of course, there is a difference between marketing and advertisement as per our education on this channel. Marketing is designing brands, build awareness, et cetera, but advertisement is like paying to be seen. So you just buy ads, you spend money on a billboard, spend money on a publicist. So advertisement is all about spending money and paying the beast, whereas marketing is more about the long game and creating an emotional relationship with your audience and your brand. So today we're going to focus on a thing called the rule of 10%, which really dictates how marketing gives you a return. So before we get started, I'm Thomas J. Beleza. Please like, comment, and share this video along with subscribing for future content on how to be successful in your career, specifically the entertainment industry. All right, let's jump right through it. Let's just boom. Let's make things happen. All right. First of all, the rule of 10% breaks down the effort of marketing. And what is the effort of marketing? It's in the definition, right? So what do we define marketing as? Designing a brand to build awareness, which creates interest that ultimately generates sales, so your audience buys into your brand's message emotionally. And with that said, awareness, interest, and sales is all the results of the rule of 10%. So once you understand what the definition of marketing is, and that you're trying to take a brand, you're trying to design a brand to build awareness, because that awareness will create, or hopefully creates the interest, and the interest leads to people buying into what it is you represent. So when it comes to rule number 2, we understand that the rule of 10% is always trying to influence these 3 factors, okay? The 3 factors are awareness, interest, sales. Awareness, once you design your brand, once you understand what your brand is, and we've talked about brand in this on this channel, where brand is ultimately created through your image, your voice, your image, and the conversation of the audience. So image is the way we represent our voice, and the voice is ultimately your missions, morals, and ideologies. Basically, the things that you want to accomplish with your brand. If it's just, I want to make money in the music industry, or I want to make money as a writer, that's not really a brand. That's not standing for something. But if you're a writer, the stories you tell, that becomes a part of your brand. So Stephen King is known for what? Horror and thrillers. But like George R.R. Martin is known for fantasy and killing off all our favorite characters, right? So, okay, that's branding. Now, awareness is through representation. We build awareness by representing our brand in the truth of our actions. So if you want to be known for horror, write horror books. If you want to be known for encouraging people, do things that encourage people, or literally encourage people. The brand that you want to represent is based on what you do. Brand is very easy. You just think inward, what's important to you, what's important to your missions, moral, and ideologies, and then you find ways to do that. It's not, hey, I want to help people. By the way, I drink soda. Like, that's not branding. But if you look at Pepsi or Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola doesn't sell soda. Coca-Cola sells friends, connection, unity, celebration. And then you say, they do? And you go, well, you can buy Coca-Cola with name on it. So I could find like a John and be like, hey, John, I got you a Coca-Cola. Or they could find a Thomas, or whatever the case may be. They find ways to allow their products to elevate their brand. Same thing with Nike. Nike's Just Do It. So they don't go after people that are lazy. They get athletes that work very hard to be who they are, and that represents their brand, okay? The interest is more they see the truth in your representation of your brand, the more people will become interested. For example, if I was a musician and I just released song after song after song after song after song, it'll be very difficult for them to become interested in my brand. They will become interested in my music, but this is the problem. If I release one song and the next song doesn't sound anything like that first song, but that was the song I liked, now it's, well, I like that one song, but I don't really like that band. Have you ever listened to a band? You go, I love this band, because you love every single album. There had to have been something about that band that you connected with. It's the same thing with actors. Sometimes, or a director, right, of a film. You hear Steven Spielberg's going to be directing a film, and you know what kind of films he makes. But if he focused only on his films and not his missions and the stories, the concept of his stories is his branding, like what he's trying to say and tell. So keep that in mind. So if you see Steven Spielberg's coming out with a movie and you're like, I know what his movie's like, and then you go see it and it's like a mysterious, like dark fantasy thriller with blood and gore, and it's not really a family movie, and a lot of the themes that are in his movies aren't there, you'd be like, whoa, what just happened? It's like going to see M. Night Shyamalan. You're expecting a twist. There's just something about what he does. So to build this interest, you have to represent your brand consistently. And that's why some filmmakers make a lot of the same style or structure movies. That's why a lot of the artists, comic book artists, they have a style. Like Jim Lee has well, now he's the editor of he's the top guy at the DC Comics, but back in the day, he drew all the X-Men comic book covers and helped Marvel and stuff like that. But there was a style to his design, and that's what people were resonating with his style. He was saying something more with his style, but it wasn't that he was creating art. You know what I'm saying? He had, we've talked about it before, is like basically timing, right? So his style of art was so different that we needed a change in the art. We needed a change in comics. Same thing with Tom McFarlane. Tom McFarlane was doing stuff with a page that made it feel like it was coming out of the page, and feel like, so his style was something that was his brand. So he consistently did it, and it built interest, and ultimately people were like, I love his style, right? So awareness is built by representing it. So just do the truth in action, whatever it is you believe in, or whatever it is you're trying to say, just do it. The more you do it consistently, you will build interest. And then sales is people buy into it emotionally. They connect to it. It's the same reason there are Yankee fans and then people that didn't really go to school and became Met fans. Just kidding. I'm a massive Yankee fan. Anyway, but there's a reason I'm a Yankee fan, and there's a reason other people are Mets fans, right? And sometimes if you look at families, you go, wow, that whole family is filled with Yankee fans, or that family is filled with Mets fans for some reason. Maybe they're on drugs. But the point is, we bought into the brand of the Yankees emotionally, because they won 27 championships, and Mets only won 2, 69 and 86. Anyway, and that's really what we're doing, okay? So before we get in, well, actually, let me just explain. So the next concept is the poster concept, and this is how we look at the rule of 10%. And we try to change our brain, right? Because that's what we're always trying to teach here, is like change your brain, right? Think of it differently, find solutions by thinking outside the box in a proactive effort, right? Entrepreneurial brain. Okay. The poster concept is the rule of 10% is saying you're trying to build awareness. From the awareness, you will create the interest. From the interest, you'll create the sales. So you're going to get one for every 1,000 people that become aware of your product, not your product, your brand, okay? And if you focus only on the poster or the product or the thing, that means for every 1,000 people that see the poster or thing or product, only one person is going to buy into it, right? And that just means emotionally. It doesn't mean they're going to purchase it. Just they're going to buy into it, right? You're sold into them, okay? That's why we focus. The brand allows focus to one truth. So if you focus on a poster or a product, you're killing your percentage return. But if you focus on your brand, just representing your brand, more people will see your brand consistently, and you'll have a greater return. And I'm going to explain that over here for the end of the video, okay? And then the idea of brand truth and focusing on that so people buy into your brand's message is because build trust through action. When you build trust through action, buy products. That's what happens. And that's why people stand online for 4 hours to buy Nike sneakers. That's why people will spend an extra $300. So $900 phone, iPhone, and then they make like a better camera, and people are willing to spend $1,200 on the brand new camera phone, and it's only been like 6 months, right? Because they have a trust of the brand, because the brand represents something very specific, and now they're willing to buy the product. It's the reason we go to Metallic shows, or we go to Marvel movies, or we go to see the Yankees, or you buy a very specific. But and then there's like other things that we don't care about, right? Like pants or shirts, right? We just go to Walmart because we trust in Walmart or Target. There are some people that rather go to Target than Walmart. Okay. And it's just like, well, I just need pants and shirts. So you're not really buying into the product of clothes. You're buying into the product of service. If I go to Walmart, I know I could get 2 pairs of pants for the same price as 1 pair if I go and buy designer pants, right? Designer jeans. So you have to think of it like that. All right. So we define the rule. We define marketing. We understand that marketing is based on awareness, interest, and sales. Okay. Now, before I go to the end, remember to like, comment, and share this video along with subscribing for future content on how to be successful in your career, specifically the entertainment industry. Let's get to it. Let's explain the poster concept and how to get the most back from your marketing. All right. So let's say this is your poster, right? And it could be a band. You could be a band. You could be a comedian. You could be an actor, right? So my stuff, July 25th, right? But on there, maybe if you're a band, you have your band, another band, another band. You have the venue name, right? Maybe you have like some more information on it. How much are the tickets? It's just tons of information, which is a whole other video I'm going to do, which is ultimately like the rule of 5 plus 1 minus 1. Basically, if you have more than 5 points information, it's a useless piece of property. You want like 5 or 6 points of information, but that's a whole other video. Okay. Now, right away, we're seeing the date. We're seeing the three bands, or maybe we're seeing the 3 products, right? My book is coming out on July 23rd. Not only is my book coming out, but I'll be at this book signing, and you could get the book in these locations, right? And then, and you're telling people buy, see, or come, right? And then maybe the website at the bottom is either the venue that you're playing at, or like another store to like, hey, go to Amazon to buy this thing, right? Now this is the thing, all right? Based on the rule of 10%, okay? If the same, this is the very important, the same 1,000 people walk past your poster every day, okay? Every day, the same 1,000 people walk past your poster, walking past the poster. The rule of 10% suggests that 10% of those 1,000 will become aware of the poster. That means 100 people will go, oh, a poster. And then they would keep walking them, right? So now those 100 people walking past every day go, oh, the poster again. Oh, look, it's the poster, right? You do this every time when you drive. You go, eventually you notice a billboard, and then you notice what's on the billboard, and then you're like, oh, X-Men is coming out, right? Okay. Out of those 100 people, 10% will become interested. That means those 100 people that go, oh, a poster every day will eventually go, ooh, a poster. July 25th. Okay, there's stuff going on. And then they go on with their day. All right. The rule of 10% suggests out of those 10 people interested, okay, 1 person will buy into the information, which means if they walk past every day, they go, ooh, a poster. What does it say? July 25th. What's the website? Let me go check it out. Right. So that means for every 1,000 people, the same 1,000 people have to walk past your poster consistently, not once. They can't just be like, oh, and they just keep walking, right? Because that's not how marketing works. I mean, well, advertisement. You need to constantly, consistently place your information in front of people. Because if it's just 1,000 people on Monday, a new 1,000 people on Tuesday, another 1,000, right? This statistic doesn't work anymore. Because that's how, you build your audience by them consistently and constantly seeing the brand, all right? So this is the problem. Let's just assume it worked. And this one person bought into it, went to the website, and they go, all right, I'm going to go to that show on the 25th. You may get 9 others. You may get those 9 others to go, what is it? But you're guaranteed 1 person is going to go. But again, it has to be the same 1,000 people every day for like 30 days, Okay? That's how marketing works, right? Okay, let's say that one person. But now you do the show, and let's say they had a great time, or they loved the book, or they saw the movie, and they just everything went perfect. All right, this is the issue. The next event is on August 3rd. So you got to make a new poster, right? Okay, you make a new poster. And now on your poster it says August 3rd. But what else happens? Well, the bands change, or the products change, the venue changes, and the website changes. What does that do? This one person that was guaranteed to buy into is not going to recognize the brand of this poster because the information is different. Not only is the date different, there are new bands on it, or there's new information here, and the website is different. So even if it's the same 1,000 people, you just started over. And this is where artists or entertainers make the mistake. They put tons of time and very little money into true marketing and advertisement. They go, I have a movie coming out. They share it 1,000,000 times on social. Check out my movie, 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 check out my movie. The movie comes out, and what do they do? Maybe 6 months to a year later, they have another movie, or 2 years later, and they go, check out my movie, check out my movie, check out my movie, check out my movie, right? Well, you're starting over every time you remarket the next thing. So how do we beat that? How do we beat the marketing? How do we get more out of our marketing utilizing the rule of 10%? First, we focus on your brand, right? Believe it or not, if you had a poster, okay? And by the way, this could be something you put on social media. It could be something that's, you paid for to just be out there or whatever. If you focused your marketing on your brand, so instead of focusing on, say, a show or a movie or a product in the beginning, I'm not saying do this forever. This is how you build an audience, right? So if you focus on, let's say your brand is, let's just go with me, right? So Thomas J. Beleza, right? Okay. And maybe I have my logo, right? Which is my face, right? I have my face here, right? Okay. All right. I got my face. All right. I'm sure you've seen it, especially if you're, well, this is the BBR. Okay. So I have my face. And then maybe I say, do you have what it takes, right? And then it goes to the website, which is to make a right left here.com. So my slogan is, do you have what it takes to make a right left here.com? Okay. And maybe I might say laughter is the cure, which is like my logo, right? I don't have it down here, but so Thomas J. Beleza, my face, laughter is the cure. Do you have what it takes to make a right left here? I might, by the way, that's 1, 2, 3 points of information. So I know I could add more, right? I could literally have it say, follow the traveling adventures of the resilient entertainer. It's 1 point information because it's a sentence, right? A phrase. And then I could literally just have it be my face, and it could say, laughter is the cure. And then, do you have what it takes to make a right left here, right? So if I put time and effort into just putting this poster up, I would get a much stronger return on my audience than if I said, check out the show. But Thomas, why are you doing that? Because my website is going to say when I am performing. My website is going to say, buy my book, which is literally on the makearightleft.here.com site. You can go to makearightleft.here.com and you could see that She is available. She is my book, right? It's my poetry book, and there's philosophy, and there's some like fun factoids in there. Like I annotated it, and like you learn a little bit about my history and like me in the band, my first band, and what I did with my second. Like there's stuff in there. There's more than just poetry, right? But I'm not gonna just spend money posting buy my book, because I don't have the audience set, right? The rule is if you have 10,000 true fans, then you change your marketing strategy. And the reason is because you have 10,000 people out there that want to buy your stuff, which means on average, if you have 10,000 people, 1,000 people are going to buy your thing, right? So what's 1,000 times 5? $5 grand. Well, you're making a living every month. Let me sell a book. Let me sell what are this? So let me put a show on. You know you're going to get at least 1,000 people from that 10,000 people that are interested in, right? All right. So focus on your brand. If you focus on your brand, you get people to your website. Why? Because your website is your building. It's your store. It's everything about you. Social media should be your adventure. What you're doing, how you got there. And by the way, what you're doing is not check out my movie. What you're doing is how did you get the movie? How did you get the role? How did you get the option to write that book? How did you get the option to write that script? I am going to do comedy, but I'm not telling you where the comedy is. It's more powerful to show your adventure. Why? Because of the fear of missing out. In marketing, your brand, you talk about your adventure on social media. On your website, you tell people where and when and how to get involved with you. But the FOMO, fear of missing out, if I'm like, I could do it a couple ways. I could do the before a show. I go, just went over my 5-minute set. I think I think it's coming along right. I definitely have a new punchline I'm gonna try out tonight, right? Okay, but I didn't say where it is, so I'm being vague but informative. There's enough information for people to go, he's doing something, and it's definitely tonight. But now they have to ask, and if they ask, this is what happened. You made them aware of information. They became interested because they asked, and if they asked, it leads to an emotional connection because you chose. And if you choose to interact, that's an emotional choice. Okay. So the fear of missing out is the before is, I'm working on a joke, right? Then it's I'm at the club, right? So I might say, I was a little nervous going into the club tonight, but then I saw 3 of my buddies. They make it feel like we're just at our house hanging out. I think tonight's gonna go great. Boom, same thing. Fear of missing out. It's vague but informative. Now let's do afterwards. So because that's what you post. Your adventure is before, during, and after. Anything. So before you write anything, before you work on stuff, before you go to a meeting, before you have lunch with friends, but they should be friends in the industry. And then there's the during that. During what did you experience while writing? What did you experience at the meeting? Who was at the, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's the like afterwards. Okay. So the after effect of that show might sound like this on a post. We're doing the traditional get some food at the diner has commenced. I'm logging off social media so I could spend some time with my comedian buddies. All right, just like after every show, which by the way is saying something else, right? Oh, if I go see so and so perform, I know that there's a chance they're going to be eating at a diner. So I know I could probably go to a diner and see them. And if I like them a lot, I could get their autograph or I could talk to them or whatever. Okay. So the reason we do that, if we focus on our brand and get people to the website and we represent our brand through adventure, you're building a relationship with your audience. And if you build a relationship with the audience, that leads to sales, and sales leads to the fear of missing out. They want to get involved in your brand, and you can start selling stuff, okay? The other thing is, like, on that poster concept, like, if you have a poster, and on the poster says July 3rd, my band's playing at the Red Hook in a bar, whatever, and there's these 3 other bands playing, and this is how much it is, and this is the promotion company. What you're doing is you're marketing them, not you. You're literally marketing other things, and all that information is not brand information. When you see a billboard that says X-Men, Days of Future Past, does it say Fox Studio also represents these movies, and you could see this movie in 2 months, right? Or does it say these are the theaters you can see the movie at? No, the billboard's very simple. The billboard is literally like this. Almost every time, all right? Now, by the way, they have more than 10,000 fans. They have 10,000 true fans, right? X-Men, the brand of X-Men, the brand of Marvel, and at the time, the brand of Fox had 10,000 true fans. So their marketing strategy changes a little bit because now they have the fan base. They need content. When you're building an audience, they don't need content. They need to know you. They need to build a relationship with you. But once they have that relationship, they crave content. So you might see like, right? You might see whatever, Wolverine, because he's always like the fucking, everybody's like Wolverine, Okay, I like Wolverine. All right, okay. This is just me just drawing really quick. All right, so there's like maybe Wolverine's head, and it'll say X-Men, right? And then the part that doesn't matter, it'll say really small days of future past. You can look up these billboards. They look like that. But then what it'll say? July 7th. All right, or whatever it is. And that's it. It might say Fox down here in the corner because it's the least important thing. But if you look at the banners, right, and maybe the background is gray or whatever, or blue or whatever, but they'll have like a face, or they might even have three faces. They'll have like the three main characters. So in Days of Future Past, I think it would be Magneto, Professor X, and Wolverine, right? Or they might do different banners where they have a banner where there's Wolverine, there's Magneto, there's Mystique, right? And they all get their own head, but this information right here is always the same. X-Men, really small, Days of Future Past, July 7th, really big, done. And there might be something on the very, very bottom. Maybe it's like a promotional code or a hashtag or whatever. And the reason they could do that is because they have the 10,000 true fans. But however, even with that said, they are focusing on what? Their brand, the look, the style, the font choices, the characters, right? The characters are part of the brand. And then maybe a little thing like Fox, right? That's just I wonder if I could find X-Men Days of Future Past billboards. Okay. All right, you ready? Yeah, I'll do a quick share and then we'll call it a day. Chrome. X-Men Days of Future Past. All right, let's see how that's looking. All right, there we go. All right, so one second. That didn't work. I do it so I could just do it on the Chrome. 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 Let's do this. Boop. All right, so here's that. And that should be good. All right. Okay, so here's one. Here's one. There it is. Look at that. So they have the picture of the character. In this case, well, this is for X-Men Apocalypse, not Days of Future Past. But look, X-Men, then Apocalypse is a little smaller, and it says only the strong will survive, which is a slogan, right? So when I said my slogan, do you have what it takes to make a right left? And then May 20. They don't even have the date big because the most important thing is that it's X-Men Apocalypse. And what's going to happen is people are going to see that. They're going to become aware of it. Then they're going to become interested. And if they buy into it, they're going to look online and go, when is it coming out? So that's even small. They don't even have Fox on it. Let's see. They have other billboards. Let's look at other billboards. Billboards. Here's another billboard. Here's the Days of Future Past billboard. So here you go. They actually, this one's like this is a full spread one. Oh, this isn't even a full billboard. This is a full spread one because it's like at a diner. But look, Professor X, Xavier, you have Xavier, you have Magneto and Wolverine, and then you have the older versions of Professor X and Magneto. And I even said Mystique because, Jennifer Lawrence. But look, X-Men, Days of Future Past, March 23rd, May 23rd. That's it, right? We'll do one more. Let's see. Oh, here's a massive one. All right, so here's an example of where they put a little bit more. They put a little bit more. What is this? Prepare. All right, it's preparing to be amazed. All right, this is not what I want to look at. This is not what I want to look at. Let's see. Billboard. Well, let's look at this real quick. So the haunting hour. Look, see, Saturdays, and then it's like only on Hub, the series. But the most important thing is that the haunting hour. Okay. Here's a billboard. See, I told you. They did one, and it's like X-Men. They don't even have the date on there. Which is great. Here's a billboard, just like I said. So they have the most important people of the brand or the draw, right? Because Hugh Jackman is probably the massive draw here, then Jennifer Lawrence, and then the people that have the least amount of draw go in the back. But it is their story. It's Magneto and Professor X's story, technically. May 23rd. But X-Men is huge, and it's like a small Days of Future Past. So, oh, here's a funny one. Expendables 3. All right. So there you go. It's really big, the Expendables 3, but since everybody has an ego, really tiny is everybody's name, and then August 15th. But the most important thing is the Expendables 3, and you see how they're all sitting on top? That's the brand. That's branding. The style in which they represent the marketing is branding. All right, so I think that that's funny. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's truly the Deadpool, but that's funny. All right, so there you go. There you go. Stop the screen. Boom. That's it. 30 minutes done. There you go. Rule of 10%. Like, comment with any questions you might have in the comments on the YouTube. Please jump on the YouTube as much as possible. Share the video to help others. We want to elevate those around us, because if we elevate others, we elevate the pool. And the whole purpose of helping others grow and elevating others is because we want to work, grow, and rise together. Help others rise while you rise, and we all kind of do stuff together, right? So be good, and as they say, don't work too hard, but be productive. I'll see you next time.